Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Are you ready for an extra petty update? Because I am. So we actually finished our first product. This is a rolling project pan. Once we finish a project, we'll roll in a new one. So today we have some big updates, some kind of boring updates, and we have a new product for the first time this year. So let's jump in. And let's start with the boring one. The Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. So thank you to the people who commented on the last update video. If you missed it, I'll throw it up in the cards for the recommendation, because I was just using this like on the back of my hand, trying to blend it out and then applying it to my face. I also tried applying it directly to my face and blending it out, but this is a really matte formula, so it was not working that well at all. What the recommendation was in the comments was to use a little bit of Fix Plus and a sponge to kind of like melt it out. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but to wet it a little bit so that it would blend a little bit better, or even after you apply it to your face, add on the Fix Plus and then use a sponge to blend it out. I found out that by rubbing this on my hand, adding a little bit of Fix Plus and then kind of melding it in with a brush and then applying it, that worked, and it looks really, really pretty. I'm not wearing it today because that is like 2 extra steps to putting a blush on, right? So that's now kind of the petty barrier that I'm running into, is that I found a way to make this work as a blush. Am I going to use it? I think the answer is yes, because really there's only this much lipstick left. It is a mini, which is kind of why I wanted to go ahead and finish it up. So I think that I'm going to split this in half, because I also got recommendations to franken this, and I really want to try that. So I think I'm going to cut the bullet in half, and half of it I want to franken into a like a tinted lip balm. I think that was the recommendation, and I have a lip balm in a tin that I want to try this with. So part of me wants to do that. So I'm going to split this in half, do half that, and then whatever's left of the bullet, I think I'm going to keep using it as a cream blush, and I think that's how I'm going to use this up. So I have not done the frankening yet. I need to leave this out and actually try and do that maybe tomorrow after work. But I'm excited. I think by doing that, I will get this finished up. Oh, and there's not much difference, but here's the picture of it on the notebook paper, just for reference. All right, next, speaking of the notebook paper, let's talk about the Lancome Eye Pencil. Here it is. Here it is on the notebook paper. Big difference. I actually just sharpened it today. Again, I've been using this so often just in my brows. It's simple, it's pretty, it matches perfectly. I know I've been struggling with trying to find brow products that are like a really cool, like dark black. And of course, an eyeliner, or not eyeliner. Yeah, an eyeliner is like perfect for that. So I've really been enjoying it. I've been sharpening it more. I've been using it more. I've been enjoying it. And I'm so happy to actually see the progress, because this eyeliner is so old. This is one of the first makeup products I ever got. So like I'm just getting so much joy of like actually finishing it up. It's fun. It's fun. So I'm excited. I'm gonna keep using it, though I do need to kind of alternate between using this and the black shade in my Pan That Palette update. If you missed it, I'll throw it up in the cards. But in my Pan That Palette, I have a black shade that I was also going to be using in my brows. I am soon going to depot both of my Pan That palettes and hopefully have them in their own Z palette. And I'm gonna start frankening shades soon. So we'll see. Maybe the black won't stay that black shade for long, but this one I've just really been enjoying. So I don't see any issue with this. I think I can get a few more months of use out of this before it's finally done. We'll see how low I can sharpen it. All right, next we have the Charlotte Tilbury Under Eye Corrector, if I can open it. So this looks kind of gross, but I hit such big pan in the middle, it actually reached the edge of the pan and it was kind of falling apart. So I kind of scraped the product from the top and like smushed it together on the bottom, kind of sort of repressing it, but without any extra product. I didn't put any alcohol or anything in here. I literally just like smushed the product from one side to the other. And I'm still using it every day on my under eyes. I have noticed that after I kind of moved it, the product got a little chunky. It still applies nicely. It just looks a little bit not as nice in the pan now, but I think it's because we're finally getting down. We're finally using up like the last parts of it. So I'm excited to make that progress. And this, should I wait to franken the lipstick until I finish this? I don't know how long this is gonna take me to finish this, because it's like a little bit goes so far with this product, but this is gonna be the perfect container to franken the lipstick in. And back and forth. You know, I could always redepot the lipstick, can I? Yeah, I think I'm going to franken the lipstick in a different container, and then once this is done, I can pop that franken into here. Yeah. Good idea, Monica. So I'm still using this, getting a lot of use out of it, and I will notice it is a little bit more difficult now to see progress since it's kind of repressed all here at the bottom, but I think I'm still moving forward pretty decently. Next we have the Dior Highlight, and I debated repressing it again, because I'm close to hitting pan on the top. So this is the highlighter. I'm so close to hitting the top edge of the pan. But I've been using this as my highlight almost every day. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing a blue highlight to kind of match my blue eye look today. But I've been using this every day. It's really, really pretty. Part of me was worried about repressing something from a waffle pan into this kind of sort of pan to use it, because people said that it was so fragile, that's why it needed a waffle pan. But it's been perfect, like in here. I've really been enjoying using it, and I think once I hit the top, I'm probably just gonna like smush it all back together either in the middle or towards the bottom of the pan, just to make it a little bit easier to get my big brush into, because I do use, let me grab it, a big fluffy highlight brush. So you can see kind of that's where I was putting the brush. And it is a little bit more difficult to kind of get in like a smaller space. So if I repress it, it'll make it a little bit faster, a little bit easier to actually put the highlighter on and use up the product. So that's it for the highlighter. I'm really excited. Like, I think highlighters are probably some, other than eyeshadow palettes, of the products that I've panned the most. I've panned a few full-size highlighters, but it's still really fun. I really like highlighters, and I like using them up, so I'm excited to see how much progress we've made on this one. And last but not least, we have the product that I completely finished, the first full pan that we have in this year's Petty Project pan, and that is the Burberry Dark Earthy Blush, and we just have an empty compact. And I dropped it and caught it. Yeah. Here's the empty compact. This isn't like totally like a cream. I don't think a cream product could be deposited into here because I don't think this is a seal tight enough for that. But honestly, I like this packaging. I really do like it, and it cleans nicely. So I think I'm going to keep this in case I want to depot anything else into here. But I'm really glad I finally used this up. I've had this for forever, and this was a product I didn't want to use up because I liked it so much and because it was a sample of a higher end product. But I'm really happy. Yay! So this one is done, and that means we are going to be rolling in a new product. And I was really excited. I had this in the back of my head for a while. I really wanted to roll this in once I finished this contour. I'm rolling in another contour. This is a shout out to anyone who remembers my 2020 Pan That palette, where towards the end, I didn't actually fully pan the palette. I still had a few shades left, and I used those shades to create my own custom face palette. And in that face palette, I had a contour that I created. This was like 20% shades from the Blood Sugar palette and then 80% other shades from other eyeshadows in my collection. But I really liked this contour, and I'm really glad that I did it. I still used it occasionally, but I don't think enough. I really now want to go in and pan this. The first goal is going to be to hit pan. And honestly, depending on how long it takes to hit pan, the goal might change to finish this in this project. Or once I hit pan and if I feel like sick of it by the time I hit pan, I'll roll it out and use another product. So this is the custom contour, and I have it in, this is dirty, so excuse me for how messy it looks, but I have this little Z palette, if I could put it back in, Jesus. So I have this little Z palette that I've been using for kind of my everyday shades. So this is the Dior Highlight. This is the contour from my custom palette that I'm going to be using. It will now be an official part of this project. And then this is just the bronzer from my custom palette as well. It's not an official part of this project, but since I am also reaching for it every day along with the contour and the highlight, I had it all together in my little custom face palette. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about with these custom shades, I'll throw my 2020 Pan That Palette playlist up in the cards. I think it's like halfway through. I forget exactly when I franken the palette into these shades, but it was a bit into the project, but it might not make sense unless you kind of binge watch the whole thing. So I would recommend just watching the whole playlist if you want to see that whole process, how I created these shades, and now why it's going to be super exciting for me to finally go back and finish them up. Pettily. We're going to petty pan these. Petty pan. So while the bronzer isn't technically part of the project, I'm basically going to be using it almost every day that I use the contour. So I'll just show the progress as we're going, but technically it's not an official part of the project. So there we have it. Those are my super exciting Petty Project Pan updates. We finished a product. Can I speak? We finished a product, we rolled in a new one for the first time. We've got some great progress on most of them, except for the lipstick. But I think I'm going to finally leave that out and franken it and make a new product before the next update. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below what you're thinking of the Petty Project Pan, if you've ever pettily project panned. If you've ever petty panned something. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.